This was a particularly bad case of somebody being cut in half. I was not able to reattach the top half of his body to the bottom half of his body.
You're not half the boy that Nate was. You're not even half the boy that the top half of Nate was after you cut him in half.
So you're saying I'm less than a quarter of the boy Nate was?
That ain't bad. I done a bad thing. Cut my brother in half. I done a bad, bad thing. Cut my brother in half. Mama's gonna cry. Somewhere the devil's having a laugh.
It's not bad for your first time.
For 10 years, my father worked his ass off 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. He didn't care, as long as we were happy. So in the end, was it worth it?
Lockdown time.
Jesus Christ. How irreparably changed my life has become. It's always the last day of summer and I've been left out in the cold with no door to get back in.
Get me back! I don't care what happens to me!
Years, my father worked his ass off.
Get me back to my wife and kids!
7 days a week.
Help me, Clarence, please!
He didn't care, as long as we were
Please!
happy.
I want to live again! I want to live again!
Generation X may be shallow, but at least they have tolerance and respect for all people.
You're an embarrassment to nature. Do you know that?
I have nothing more to say to you, Marge. I'm drawing a line down the center of the house a la I Love Lucy. You stay on your side and I'll stay on my side. Now!
Moving buddy.
But
You don't have one? Get one.
And this is my room. And you're all here. And I'm not going to leave here ever, ever again. Because I love you all. Oh, Annie.
This was a particularly bad case of somebody being cut in half. I was not able to reattach the top half of his body to the bottom half of his body.
You're not half the boy that Nate was. You're not even half the boy that the top half of Nate was after you cut him in half.
So you're saying I'm less than a quarter of the boy Nate was?
bad. I done a bad thing. Cut my brother in half. I done a bad, bad thing. Cut my brother in half. My mama's gonna cry. Somewhere the devil's having a laugh.
Hello? Look! Watch out! Listen!
Some had high hopes that genetic engineering would correct this trend in evolution. But sadly, the greatest minds and resources were focused on conquering hair loss and prolonging erections. Things looked bleak for Joe, but they were even worse for mankind. As Joe and Rita lay dormant, the years passed, and mankind became stupider at a frightening rate.